morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, and this week's video is going to be a bit different because I lost my GoPro. I did some video clips all week of everything that was going on. We had a couple of interesting things that happened, and I went to grab the GoPro yesterday so I could do a clip yesterday, and I couldn't find it. So we searched everywhere. We walked this entire homestead, everywhere I could have gone, anywhere I could have set it down. We walked down the driveway on both sides. We even went down the road, walked all the way to the end of the road and back on the other side. We looked absolutely everywhere and we could not find the GoPro anywhere. So I'm going to do my best to tell you about what happened this week, and I'll show you a few things that happened and that we did. I'm going to do my best, so please bear with me. It was a very costly mistake for me to lose that GoPro, and I'm not too happy about it. I'm not happy that we lost all the footage that I shot, because there was one thing that I really wanted you guys to see firsthand. So let's go over the week. So now I know I didn't put out a video last week. We just took some time off. I was burnt out. But so this week's video starts with last Friday. And last Friday we milled up another log, and that gave us a little bit more wood, which we used to finish the barn floor. Well, it's not really finished. But we got most of it finished. So let me stand up here and I'll show you what we did. So this part we had done already. But because the sun was beating down very hot on these boards all cupped really badly. So they were like a U. So we undid all the boards, we flipped them over, and we nailed them back down. Looks much better now. And that's why we have these tarps up. The roosters just won't stop. But that's why we have these tarps up, to keep the sun from beating down on the wood. And what happens is when the sun beats down on it, it dries out this side of the wood faster than it dries the underside, which causes the cup. So we've got all this done. This board here needs to be straightened out, and we'll have to cut a thin strip to go into this gap, because this board's already cut to go around the 4x4. So we'll need to cut a strip for that right there. And then if we back up here, this section here is done. We used some short boards that we had left over from doing the outside wall, but it needs one more board on this end. And then if we back up some more without walking off the front of the barn, this section is done, but this board here and this board here they're not staying. They're just covering where we weren't able to finish because we ran out of wood. Now I'm going to turn around so I don't step off the front. This corner right here still needs to be done right here. These are temporary, and all of this is done. So basically we just have this corner right here and along that edge to get done. And the reason we didn't get that done is because we ran out of logs. We have one log left, and I was going to use it for a 10x10, and then hopefully get one or two planks off of it to use up here on the floor. But I might change those roosters. Jeez, I might change my mind on what I'm going to do with that log, because I also need some 2x4s, and I need the 2x4s right away. So I may hold off on the 10x10 until we get some more logs. Okay, so this all happened on last Friday. Well, last Friday when we milled the log to get these boards, I did something really stupid and I flipped the log by myself and I hurt my back pretty badly. These roosters, I'm gonna get down from here and show you the next thing that happened last week. But I'm gonna get away from these roosters because they just won't shut up. Okay, so here we are. We're up on the edge of the garden. And on Saturday, we had something really exciting happen. Now, if any of you remember, we built a little pen up here by the garden because we had hoped to pick up another animal for the homestead. Now, if you remember that, raise your hand. I'm watching. But Saturday, our new animal arrived. Now, I didn't actually get footage of this animal arriving on Saturday because I was laid up from turning that log on Friday. I actually ended up laid up Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But let me show you our new animal that we are super excited about. Hi, fancy girl. So this is Fancy. She did not come with a name. I named her. And she is our milk cow. So Fancy is a Jersey cow. And she has never been a milk cow. She has never been bred before right now. She is a field cow. She was just out in the field and we were driving by one day and we saw her and another one and we contacted the owners and the gentleman that we got her from, his name is Tony. He is a very nice gentleman and he gave us Fancy here. Now before he delivered her, he brought her to his house where he got her bred. So Fancy should be having a baby in 9 months, maybe about 8 months now. But we've had Fancy for exactly 1 week. Now she's in this little tiny pen because we need to tame her. She likes to paw at the ground. Huh, Fancy girl? She likes to paw at the ground and try to tell us that, you know, she's all mean and all that, but she is getting better. See, there she goes. Hey, Fancy girl. But she's getting better. She's not pawing as much as she was, and we've only had her for a week. Now, this cow has never been handled. This is the first time she's ever had a halter on, and she has the halter on with the lead rope, so that is a training thing, so that she will step on that lead rope and it'll make her stop. That way, when we get to the point where we can touch her and we can get a hold of that rope, she will know that when we are holding that rope, she has to stop because she'll be used to it by her stepping on it and making herself stop. So it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work, but we will get her tamed down and then we will have a baby and then we will have some milk, which I'm really looking forward to. I am really looking forward to being able to make my own butter and ice cream. I like yogurt, but nobody else does, so I probably won't put the effort into that. But yeah, so that was Saturday. So Fancy showed up Saturday, and she's a good girl. Okay, then Sunday is my day off, so I didn't do anything on Sunday, and I was laid up anyway. Monday, I was still laid up in pretty bad pain, so I didn't do anything on Monday. Now, I think, let me check my phone. I made some notes of what happened last week because my memory is absolutely terrible. Because if it wasn't, I'd know where my GoPro is. So Tuesday, nothing really happened during the day. Now, it's been raining all week. Like, everything around here is just pure mud. We have had probably 8 inches of rain this week, no joke. But Tuesday, now I can't show you this, unfortunately, because there was no way to re-show something that had already happened. Tuesday night, it was about, well, I guess it was early Wednesday morning, because it was like 1:15 in the morning, and I had got up to go to the Winnebago for the restroom, and when I came out, I heard Miss Brown freaking out over there. And so I ran over there, and one of her chicks was stuck in the netting of that pen. Oh my God, the rain brought out the gnats bad. But one of her chicks was stuck in the netting of that pen, and I got it unstuck, and then I was looking around and I couldn't find any chicks. There was 2 white chicks that I could find, and then I found 2 that were dead. One had its head popped off, another one, there wasn't any damage to it, but it was dead. And that's all I could find for chicks. So I found 2 dead ones and 2 live ones. So I went and I got Ocean. He was still awake, and I had him carry the 2 white chicks, and I carried Miss Brown, and we brought her up to the quail house, and I locked her in there. I didn't really like the idea of locking her into a building because, you know, she can't see the sun, she can't get out on the grass, but I didn't know where to put her where the predator wouldn't come back and finish off the rest of her chicks, since she only had 2 left now, which was so depressing because I really wanted those chicks. Anyways, so that was it for that night. We put her in there, we turned the light on, gave her some food and water, everything was good. Then Wednesday morning, I got up and I did my chores, and I came out to the quail house to check on Miss Brown, make sure the babies hadn't passed away from all the stress of whatever had happened. And I opened up the door, and let me show you what I saw. So if you haven't figured it out yet, what I saw was a white chick and a black chick. Now remember, Ocean brought up 2 white chicks, and I knew I wasn't losing my mind. And there's the other white chick right there. So somehow, I don't know how, but this little turkey right here showed up in here. I can't imagine how. I carried Miss Brown, so unless she had him tucked under her wing and was like holding on to it, they're so cute, then I have no idea. He had to, I keep saying he, but it could be a she. But see, when this door is closed, there is a gap right here and along the bottom. So the only thing I can figure is that that little turkey heard his mama, its mama, and it came and squeezed in and got in here with her. So, he's a cutie. But as you can see, they're pretty happy in here. She gets nervous when I come in. I don't blame her, but I still don't like the idea of them being stuck in here. But honestly, it's the safest place for them right now while these chicks are so small. And I don't want her to lose any more. I don't have anywhere else that I can put her that would be predator proof. I mean, this isn't predator proof. The snake could get in there, but it's the safest place for her right now. So she's just gonna stay there for now. So that was Wednesday, and then I had a dentist appointment Wednesday, and then on Thursday we had a bunch of appointments in town. Eddie had to go to an ear doctor, and Mikey had a dog's appointment. And then while we were in town, I was thinking about the pickup truck and what could possibly be wrong with it that we haven't checked already. And I decided to try changing out the idle air control valve. Now, that was a $58 part. So I didn't do it lightly, but I had watched a couple videos, I had talked to a couple people, and it sounded like that could be the problem. So we went ahead and we did it. We changed the idle air control valve. Now Eddie has the truck tore apart right now for other reasons the truck overheats, the thermostat is sticking, so he's taking the thermostat out completely just so it won't overheat. But I want to show you something. So way back there is the idle air control valve. I took it out, I changed it, and then we started the truck, and it sounded just as bad. It was dying. It was terrible. And I could hear an air leak. So I was feeling all around trying to figure out if I didn't have it tight enough or something, and it was leaking air. And while I was doing that, I happened to hit on a hole below it that when my finger ran over it, the truck smoothed right out. So let me show you what that was. I think I have it here in my pocket. Yep. So there's a hose right below the idle air control valve, and this is the fitting that goes on the end of it, and it had a big hole in it. So this whole time that it's been dying at stoplights and just running super rough was because it had a huge vacuum leak. Now, I was saying that I wasted $58 on the idle air control valve, but if I hadn't have changed that and been feeling all around it for leaks, I wouldn't have found the hole in the hose. So it was a $58 fee to find the hole, I guess. You know, I mean, if I had taken it to a mechanic, it would have cost more than that, and they would have found the same hole. So we got it fixed anyway. The truck runs so much better now. It does still have a misfire in it, which we will have to work on, but at least now it doesn't stall out when we stop at a red light. So that's a good thing. It runs a lot better. So on Friday was when I got up, and I had wanted to make the video clip about the truck because it was late Thursday night when I finally found that hose and then got it. We had to run down to the parts store, and I got it installed and everything, and it was late. So Friday morning I was going to do a clip and show you what had happened, and that's when I couldn't find the GoPro. So we spent the next probably 5 hours searching this entire place for the GoPro, and we couldn't find it anywhere. So looked online, I found the cheapest GoPro that was in stock at a store, and we found one at Target, so we went down to Target and we got it. Now I also lost my tripod that the GoPro was attached to, so I don't have a tripod right now. I'm just using a selfie stick, and we went to a Walmart to look for a tripod, but we couldn't find one, so not sure what I'm going to do about that yet. Just gonna have to do the best I can without a tripod. So yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday was very stressful, searching everywhere for the GoPro, and then, you know, having to go and buy one, and they're not cheap. So I am very upset with myself that I lost it, and I don't know if I left it sitting on the truck, and then when we left it like fell off somewhere, but we searched both sides of the road. Of course, if it landed in the road, somebody would have picked it up and kept it. So yeah, so that was our week, and I know that this video was just me talking about what happened this week, but it's the best I could do, and I wanted to share with you. So now, right now we're in the chicken greenhouse, which is no longer the chicken greenhouse. We have put up a shade fabric. I couldn't remember the name of it. We put a shade fabric over it. This is a 50% shade fabric up here on the roof, and I planted some Great Northern beans over here, and because I don't know why I didn't plant Great Northern beans up in the garden. I knew I needed to, and then I just didn't. But the garden is all pretty much dead now. We have some watermelons we're waiting for them to ripen. The tomatoes are still putting on, but the tomatoes are dying. It's very hot here. July is usually when my garden dies here. So, but along with the beans that we have in here, I also planted some tomato suckers from the garden, and then I bought some tomato starts just because I kept telling myself, oh, you should plant some more seeds, start some more seeds, you got plenty of time, and then I never did. So I bought 3 starts, and these are determinants, so they should fit in here with no problem. And then I also bought another pepper plant, and that's just to kind of like an experiment, because I have the shade cloth up over this, so this gets a lot more shade than the garden. And the time of year, you know, starting new plants this time of year, we've never done it. So this is kind of a little experiment garden to see, you know, can I start tomatoes this time of year? Will they do okay? Will the peppers make if I start them in July? And then also I put a new oregano plant out here because I have oregano growing right outside the kitchen door in a little plant pot that Ocean made for me, but the chickens like to get up there and scratch it all up and lay their eggs in the boxes. So yeah, so those plants aren't doing too well. But so that was the week, guys. Now today, because of all this rain that we've had, the grass has really grown. So I'm gonna get out here today. I need to mow out here, and then I need to go up by the road and mow that acre up there. It's very hot out, but I need to get it done. I think it's dried up enough now that I can mow. I mean, the grass is still a little damp, but it's going to be, and they're calling for rain for like the next month. So I don't know if it will actually rain all month, but while it's sunny, I definitely need to get the mower out and get this stuff done. So I appreciate it if you made it this far in the video. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.